Right now what I'm going to show you is a very simple method to get your clients thinking in the right way when it comes to rate versus fee. The first thing I say to all my clients is yes, there are fees associated with borrowing money. Keep in mind, Mr. and Mrs. Borrower, you're borrowing $500,000, and yes, there are certain measures and certain fees related to doing the diligence in order to get you this loan. But let me just give it to you in perspective so that you understand how this all works. First of all, rates and fees are kind of like a teeter-totter. You've got rates on one side and fees on the other, and rates and fees go in opposite directions. As the rate goes up, the fees come down, and vice versa. So as soon as they understand that that is a moving thing, that there is no such thing as the lowest rates and the lowest fees, one side has to give. That gets them going in the right direction. And then of course they're going to ask, well, how much do you charge? And I say, well, that's a very good question. Not only do I always get you a competitive rate, but I always make sure that you've got the right rate and fee structure for your given situation. And the most important element of that is the time value. Let me give you an illustration on how that works. And what I do is I draw a line like this with an arrow going up, and I write time below the line. And this is not drawn to scale, it's just simply for illustration purposes. I make a mark and I put 1, and I put 2, and I put 3, and then I hand the pen over to my client and I say, assuming that these are years, 1, 2, and 3, your best guess, how long do you anticipate keeping this home and also keeping this loan? Make a mark. More often than not, my clients are up here in the 3-year range. Most of the time people think they're going to stay in their home for 3 years and only refinance if rates were to drop substantially, and they can do a no points, no cost refinance. So typically they're up here, but if it is somebody who's buying their home, it's a fix and flip type situation, they may make their mark down here. But you're gonna, as I build this out, you're gonna see how this relates to the rate versus fee structure. So let's just say that the client says, well, we're gonna be in here 3 years plus, and they make a mark. Let's just say they circle right there. I say, okay, great. And then what I do is I complete the diagram by drawing 2 more lines. And on this one I write rate, draw an arrow going that way, and over here I write fees, arrow going this way, and I might call this 8%, 7%, 6%, and again, keep in mind this is not to scale, simply to illustrate to your client what it is that you do differently than most loan officers. And then here, over here, you're going to put 1 point. 2 points, 3 points. And so from this, what you then do is you take their spot and you make a dotted line. And you say, Mr. and Mrs. Borrower, based on the fact that you have told me that you're going to keep this home for at least 3 years, then what I recommend we do is lower your interest rate by buying that rate down. Yes, you're going to incur more fees up front, but every day past this point is going to be money saved. Had you gone with a competitor who said they're only going to charge you 1 point, you'd be up closer to 8%, and every day past that 1 year would be money wasted because you could have had a lower interest rate and a lower payment. Now, this is simply as an illustration. What I'm going to do now is use my mortgage software. I personally use the Mortgage Coach to do a total cost analysis, put in 3 years or 36 months, and then show them mathematically why it makes sense to buy the rate down. Now the numbers may change over here. It may only be 2.5 points, and the rate might even be able to get down to 6.25. But basically what you've done is you've illustrated to your client the way that rates and fees offset one another, and that given the fact that they anticipate being in their home a long time, paying points and fees makes mathematical sense because they're going to get a lower interest rate. I hope you find this helpful, and I hope it helps you close some more loans.